SEO is dead. And no, this is not clickbait. Here's the honest truth. If you are an online business owner relying on SEO to generate leads and clients and traffic in your business heading into 2025, you're probably going to be screwed. I'll be honest with you. And in this video, I want to show you why. I want to share with you the biggest shifts that are happening in the online business world today, how that's changing the way people discover your business, and how you can prepare so that you can continue to generate leads, clients, traffic in your business heading into 2025. Why is this happening? You might think this is clickbait, and I'll be honest with you, it looks like clickbait, but the truth is this is not clickbait. SEO, as we know it, in my opinion, is dying. And there's a couple of reasons for this I want to share with you. So let's take a look at this. The first thing is, and there's really three things I want to share with you to build my case around this. The first thing is this tool, we're probably all familiar with it, ChatGPT. So this came on the landscape in 2022 and we've all been playing with it. We've all been using it at this point. But here's the amazing thing about ChatGPT. I can go into ChatGPT right now and I can go, write me a 500-word blog post on the future of content creation as it relates to AI. And ChatGPT is going to generate something that's honestly pretty good. And you've probably used this in your business at this point, but here's the thing. The amazing thing about this tool is that anyone can go in and create content relatively easily. You don't even have to know anything about AI or content creation in order to literally go into ChatGPT and create a piece of content like this. And you could publish this on a blog and people read it and maybe it's valuable. But here's the truth, because everyone can do this now. The amount of AI generated content on the internet, particularly text-based content, it's changing with images and video, but it's changing more slowly. But text-based content is really the first thing that has been radically impacted by the advent of AI generated content. And because of this, the amount of AI generated text-based content on the internet being indexed by Google dramatically gone up. Dramatically, like 1,000 times the amount of content, 10,000 times the amount of content. There are businesses out there that literally all day, every single day, are churning out AI-generated content, blog posts, using tools like ChatGPT. Now, what does this mean for us as business owners who are trying to get indexed on Google? Well, it means that the landscape suddenly got a lot more competitive because you got so much content now, so much more than ever before on Google being indexed, and so many other people competing for really like the 10 links on the first page of someone's search. So whereas SEO used to be a game that you could play, and arguably maybe you still can today, it's so much harder to stand out than it used to because you've got so much more competition. So this is one of the key things that is making the SEO game so much harder than ever before. Now, the second thing that's shifting I want to share with you is this AI generated snippet section on Google. And this is something that I've seen so much more lately, and you've probably seen it too when you search on Google. It used to be that Google used to just give you links. But over time, these AI-generated responses have become more and more dominant in Google search, which means in many cases, when you search for an answer to a question on Google, you're not going to get a series of links. You're just going to get an AI summary response like this, where I searched this last night. Can I use an L-mount lens on a Panasonic camera? This is what I was wondering last night. And rather than sending me to a blog post, where if you were creating a blog post based on the answer to that question, you could capture that traffic based on this search result. Now, Google's just giving me the answer directly. And this takes us really through to what I believe the future of search is going to be, which is, why do we need links when we go out and search for answers? What we really want is answers, right? So Google has been dominant over the last 20 years, has built an incredible tool, an incredible search engine that's designed to feed us links. And in order for us to get an answer to a question, we have to search in Google. We have to go find the link that's most relevant to our query. Then we have to click the link. Then we have to page through however much content is on that page to find the answer to that question. It's not a great user experience. It's a great experience for Google because Google can show us link-based ads. But what I would argue is that as we move into an AI world where LLMs, large language models, are becoming more and more dominant in the way that we engage with the internet, the search engine is now obsolete. Why do we need links when we really just want answers to questions? So that brings us to a tool like Perplexity, which is a company that has recently been founded. And Perplexity basically is a company that has harnessed this mission. And their mission is to build a better search engine. And rather than just giving you links when you want answers to questions, they will simply give you the answer to the question. So I can, let's say, type this same question into Perplexity. And rather than getting a bunch of links, and you can see, they do include the sources above, but it will just give me the answer directly. And this is an incredible tool, and you can type all sorts of things into Perplexity. What are the biggest reasons for the economic collapse in America in 1929? And it's going to give you all of this information summarized in an answer rather than giving you links. And I think the honest truth is, for most people online today, when we search for something, we don't want links. We want an answer to a question. So what does this mean for SEO? Well, it means that the days of creating content on your website specifically focused or tailored around a search term, that someone would go into Google and then they get a link and then they go to your website and you get that traffic as a result of generating SEO optimized content, these days are quickly fading. That the future of search online, in my opinion, is going to look so much more like Perplexity, so much more like what we're already seeing Google moving towards, where rather than giving us links, we just get direct answers to questions. Hey friend, hope you're enjoying this episode of the podcast. And before we get back to it, if you're an established online business owner who's serious about unlocking your next level of income and impact and growth in your business, I want you to watch my free $1 Million Online Business Training, where I walk through a 4-step roadmap I've personally used to sell well over $1 million of coaching, consulting, and courses online. It's going to make the journey of growing your business so much easier. I want to give this to you for free. All you got to do to access it is go to jasonmoss.com/growth. That's jasonmoss.com/GROWTH to get free access to this training right now. Now back to the episode. What does this mean for you? Well, it means that if you're generating traffic today using SEO, if SEO is a core part of your marketing strategy as an online business owner, I think you're in trouble. Because I think SEO as a source of traffic heading into the future is going to become less and less relevant, less and less important. Now, does that mean that content marketing is dead? Does that mean that content marketing is not going to be a way to generate interest and attention on your business heading into the future? No. I actually think content marketing is more relevant than before, but it does mean that your content needs to shift, needs to change, needs to adapt for the future. And so that's what I want to talk about. I want to share with you 3 ways that you can shift or change your content strategy heading into the future to make sure that your business continues to generate traffic as we move towards a post-SEO world. Number 1, most important thing, info content is out. When I first started doing online marketing in 2016, I created a blog and a website and a YouTube channel, and I used to create lots of content that was built around very specific search terms. So I would create blog posts on my website that were designed to rank in Google when someone would ask a question like, how do I use a compressor? For example, I was in the music industry. I was helping musicians record their own music and mix their own music online. That was my first official online business. And so I created content designed to teach people how to use a compressor because that was what they were searching in Google. And this generated me lots of traffic. info-based, how to, here's an answer to your question type content. This is the type of content that historically has done really well with SEO because people are going out into Google and typing questions that they want answered. And so if you can create content designed to answer those questions, historically, you've been able to generate traffic. Here's the thing. In a post-SEO world, in a world where Google is basically giving people the answers to those questions, this doesn't work anymore. So if this is your strategy, if your strategy is let me just go do a bunch of keyword research and create a bunch of content around specific keywords so I can rank in Google and answer people's questions, it's just not going to work heading into the new world. So info content, how to, here's an answer to your question type content is out. This is not the content that's going to generate visibility heading into the future. So what is? Well, that brings us to thought leadership, which I think is really the core of what it's going to take to be successful in content marketing heading into the future. Thought leadership. What does this mean? Thought leadership is you sharing a unique point of view or perspective, a piece of content that someone can't go into ChatGPT and create. A piece of content that reflects a unique point of view or perspective, something that's polarizing. Like when I create a piece of content like SEO is dead, that's a polarizing piece of content. That's not a piece of content that you could go into ChatGPT and create. So thought leadership is really the core of what I believe it takes to be successful in content marketing heading into the future. What this means is that you share a unique perspective, a unique point of view. You share hard-earned insights, not just how-to generic surface-level answer-based content, but you dig deeper. Ask yourself, what are the things that I believe that are unpopular, that are polarizing, that other people don't? What is my unique perspective on this specific situation? What is my commentary or my insight or my point of view that I can share that's different from what everybody else is talking about? This is the type of stuff that more and more as we head into the future will gain visibility, will gain engagement, will allow you to stand out. If you look at what is happening in the online world as we transition away from things like SEO, all of these platforms are still prioritizing content that people engage with, that people want to watch. As an example, YouTube, which I started creating YouTube content back in 2016. And the same thing was relevant with YouTube, where it was like, YouTube is the second biggest search engine behind Google. So I created a ton of content that was based on SEO keywords, and that content did pretty well. But over the past few years, YouTube has shifted from being a search-based platform to being more like every other social media platform, where the majority of people who discover videos on YouTube don't discover them through search, they discover them through their home feed. People are going on their feed and they're scrolling through on YouTube and they're clicking or they're tapping on videos that are relevant to them. And how does YouTube put that content in front of them? Well, YouTube knows what your video is about. YouTube knows what the viewer is interested in and what's relevant to them. And it's going to show those people content that they're most likely to enjoy and engage with. So in many cases, what we're doing is we're getting to a post-SEO world where engagement and the quality of your content and creating content that's really designed around viewer interest and around your audience, which has kind of always been the case, but even more so now we're moving towards this world where this is more important than ever. Creating content that people actually value, that they actually want to engage in and with, that provides true insight and perspective to them. This is the type of stuff that's going to stand out in a new world. So thought leadership is a big part of this. And then finally, this idea of leveraging a personal brand, this is something I talk so much about with my clients whenever I work with clients one-to-one. And this is my bread and butter, literally helping online business owners with content marketing, how they can stand out in a very crowded internet landscape. And one of the biggest things that I teach people and help people do is build a powerful, magnetic personal brand. So I believe a personal brand is the biggest moat that you can build to insulate yourself around the changes that are going to be happening in the online landscape, whether it's through AI, whether it's through SEO, whatever it is. When you can build a personal brand where someone has a relationship with you on a personal level, they're not just coming to you because of the surface level thing that you do, because you can help them solve some surface level problem, but they're coming to you because they care about the relationship that they have with you. They're invested in that relationship. They've built some kind of connection with you on a personal level that transcends just that surface level thing that they want help with. When you can build a powerful magnetic personal brand, it's one of the best ways that you can insulate yourself around and against really the changes that are happening in our online world. So bringing more of you into your content, I've talked quite a bit about this, bringing more of you into your content, into the way that you show up, which means sharing more stories, telling people more about you and your values and your personality and what you believe. Not just answering questions on the surface, not just being an information provider, but being someone who's really building connection with an audience, building a tribe, building a group of people who are not just following you because they want some surface level information, but because they feel deeply connected to you. That is at the core of what it's going to take to continue to stand out as we move towards a world where anyone can go into ChatGPT and type, write me a blog post on this, and churn out content at scale, where people are going into Google every single day, and rather than getting your links, they're getting answers to their questions summarized directly by Google, when new tools like Perplexity are coming on the market every single day that challenge the foundations of how we experience information online. The power of a personal brand, of thought leadership, of moving away from information content, from how-to, from simply answering people's questions and really diving deeper. Those are the keys that I believe are going to be at the core of what it takes to stand out as we move into a very different world. So I hope you found this episode helpful today. I'm excited about this. You know, we always have two possibilities when it comes to change. We can get scared. We can try to hang on to what the old thing was. We can dig our feet deeper and our heels deeper into the dirt and say, oh, I'm just going to stake my claim on what always was. Or we can leap bravely and boldly into a new world. And I'm excited for the shift. I'm excited for these changes. I hope you are too. Stay tuned. We got so much good stuff coming on this channel, on this podcast, and I will see you in the next episode.